I'm just getting around to unpacking my office that MCC so graciously packed up for me when they sent me packing. Um, it's amazing. I'm looking at all this stuff, this little thing. Casey Hubble, teaching excellence in teaching award nominee for about 500 adjuncts. I got this at Brookhaven for 20 semesters, and I was nominated for Excellence in Teaching Award. They must have been crazy. Oh, wait, here's another one. Congratulations on your years of service at Brookhaven College. Richard D. McCrary, Executive Vice President. Another crazy guy I ran into. Let's see what else is in here. Casey Hubble, Faculty Senate President, 2005-2006, in appreciation for your service to the Midland College faculty. This came to me from Mike Dixon. I used to be really good friends with Mike Dixon a while ago. Haven't heard from him in a while. And I created a faculty senate at Midland College, and I think there's only 2 faculty senates at the community college level in Texas. I think it's Midland College, the one I created, and Cy-Fair College. I could be wrong. There might be a couple more, but it's very unusual. Oh, an American Legion, thank you for your service. Isn't that sweet? Department of the Army Achievement Medal for being Soldier of the Year. Soldier of the Year. Oh, this came from a class, a dual credit class. You can see what it says here. We just want to thank you for being our teacher, and we wish you well. Must have been all crazy students or something. Longevity Award from Dallas County Community College. How did I stay there that long if I'm such a bad teacher? Let's see. Army Commendation Medal. This was for Soldier of the Year for a larger level. How did I do it? I don't know. My first semester in college, Dean's Honor Roll. I started out in a community college. I started out at Tulsa Junior College, and I came right out of the Army. My very first class was a psychology class. These things are going to fall over. I don't know where I'm going to put them. But anyway, I got out of the Army, and my first class was a psychology class at Tulsa Junior College. And I went into that class after 4 years in the Army, in the infantry, not having a clue of what to do. And I remember when I got the syllabus, I looked at it and I went, oh my God, what is this? And there were so many requirements on that syllabus that I didn't understand. And I remember I started getting flush, and I started feeling like I was going to have a panic attack because I didn't think I could do this. It was so far above my level that I was at that time, and I'd been out of school for so long. I remember my eyes started to tear up, and I started to think maybe the Army is the only thing I can do. Maybe that's where I belong. And I just kind of hung my head, and I listened to the teacher go through her introduction, and she dismissed us, the professor, and I sat there for a little bit, and I got up and I started to walk out, and I thought, I just can't give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to give it one more try. I'm going to ask this professor if she could help me. So I went up to her and I said, ma'am, probably get slapped for saying ma'am nowadays, but I said, ma'am, this is so far above what I know. I said, I'm a veteran. I just got out of the Army, and I'm already lost on the first day. And you know what this woman said to me? She looked at me and she said, that's okay. She said, I'll help you. She said, I have a free hour after this class, and you and I can go over all of this after this class. And I'll help you outline a chapter for study. I'll help you learn how to use the proper format for your research paper, which really fried my brain. And she said, you're going to make it. You're going to be okay. And I have never forgotten her. And I thought, when I went to my brother's funeral, who was shot and killed by one of his employees, his funeral was packed with people. And I thought, how many people would come to mine? I was a recruiter. I was making good money. I was making really good money. And I thought, but does it mean anything? So I looked back and I decided, what have you always wanted to be, Casey? And the answer was, I wanted to be a teacher, ever since I could remember. So I sat out to find a class. And El Centro College in Dallas gave me my first class. And I remember my dean there, wonderful woman named Betty Moran. Betty said, Casey, I just asked one thing. She said, try and keep them. Don't let them drop out. And I said, I can do that. Because all I wanted to do was be the professor that lady had been to me. I wanted to be that way to my students, to every one of them. And that's the way I taught. I helped students who had eating disorders to survive. I had a student just write me. I'd read it to you, but I don't know if that's appropriate. But tell me that I had saved him from suicide. Every student in my class was an individual. I didn't look at a class as a class. I looked at a class as a bunch of individuals who had individual needs and who had an individual approach that I could give. And so I tried to be like that professor in my memory that saved me from going back into the Army and maybe dying. I don't know. I was in the infantry. That's where I was going back to. All this stuff, what's it show you? These two things here, Teacher of the Year awards at Midland College, 2 Teacher of the Year awards out of the 4 years I was there. What do they show you? They show you that the only place I was never recognized for excellence in employment is McLennan Community College. I wasn't shown the door there because of any wrongdoing. I was shown the door for exposing wrongdoing. And my name is dirt. My reputation is gone. My teaching career is over because, for one thing, no one will stand up and take a chance and let me teach again anywhere. Not even my old friends from places I've taught before. So it's over for me. And is that right? Is that a suitable punishment for asking a cop to move her car? No, that's ridiculous. So as one of my friends told me not too long ago, why don't you just move on, put it behind you? Well, I can't. MCC, Johnette McKown, Pete Rusick, um, the writers at the Waco Tribune, they won't let me put it behind me. I have to fight. I have to fight to get my life back. I just can't give up. I'm only 61 years old. I am still going to be that teacher that I've always wanted to be, to help students, which is my priority. Somewhere, somebody will give me a chance. And if not, then I'll die fighting. I'll die. You know, I'm not going to ever say I quit. And I've got a lot of legal means at my disposal. You know what all this is starting to look like? It's starting to look like a criminal enterprise. When you have a conspiracy between different entities to deprive you of your civil rights, and what happened to me, I was arrested twice for a bogus charge. It was dismissed once, then MCC came back, found a lawyer down there that somebody was buddies with, charged me twice, dismissed it twice. The people that arrested me the second time said, we can't believe we were doing this, but they were doing it for a friend of mine. So I could get in and out and bail in and out, and I didn't have to be booked into jail like I was the first time. MCC insisted on it. So I'm never going to quit. I'm never going to let anybody steal my reputation from me. I'm never going to let anybody steal this from me. I'm never going to let anybody steal that hard work from me. I'm never going to let anybody steal what I can do in the future for people. I'm never going to let anybody stop allowing me to help kids and help students. So if you're MCC, if you're Pete Rusick, if you're a writer at a crappy little newspaper, I'm not going to quit. Ever. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. I got a lot of work to do. Bye.